This is video 2 of a 3-part series I'm creating to help those preparing to present at SKOs, SKOs, or sales kickoff events. Part 1 was all about the prep. This is part 2, and in part 2 we're talking about showtime. This is where I'll share 8 SKO delivery secrets that I actually use, but what I would ask is that you don't tell anyone and keep it to yourself. So, as is customary on the channel, grab yourself something good and we'll get straight into it. First things first, eye contact. And I'm not talking about creepy stare downs, but the notion of connecting with your audience. Make them feel seen, heard, and valued. You're not just delivering a presentation, you're creating a conversation and dialogue. It's not about you, it's actually about them. What are they going to walk away with once they've finished listening to your delivery? If your SKO happens to be virtual, look down the barrel of the camera to establish that eye contact. Here's one of my secrets. It's actually okay to look away every now and again. In fact, I did it just then. Did you spot it? If you think about it, it's generally what we do when we're in regular face-to-face conversations. So you can actually do the same and get away with it at your virtual delivery. It comes across much more natural. Next is body language or your non-verbals. I'll say to you, own it. Stand tall, move with purpose, and use your hands to emphasize the points that you're trying to create. Remember, you're not a statue, so don't present like one. If you know you have a stage, practice your stance, your gestures and movements. Remember to walk with purpose. Take 3 or 4 steps in one direction, stop, say what you need to say, and then 3 or 4 steps in another direction, stop, and then say what you have to say. This does have to be a balance, so choose how many times you do this in the time that you've been allocated. Preparation is absolutely key here. I get nerves can sometimes get the better of us, so about 5 minutes or so before you're due to go on stage, perform the power pose for 2 minutes, popularized by Amy Cuddy. Trust me, it is an absolute game changer. I'll add, it's totally up to you if you choose to perform the power pose in private or in public. Now let's talk about that beautiful voice of yours. Now I know some people don't like the sound of their voice, but if you've been asked to present, that's going to be the main element that you'll be using to get your point across. From the previous video, and I'll post it up here somewhere, once your voice is warm, be clear, be concise, and set a good steady pace. Avoid being monotone. Also take into account that some of your audience listening may not have the same native language as you, so do be considerate and slow your speech down by a notch. Also, be sure to know your first 90-second intro verbatim, so it's up there with your name and address, because your intro will set you up for success. Couple this with solid eye contact, and you're off to the races. My pro tip here, master the power of the pause. A well-timed silence can be much more than 1,000 words. Use it to create anticipation, to emphasize a key point, or to let your audience mentally catch up with what you've just said, and to prepare themselves for what you're about to say next. Engagement is key. Ask questions, use examples, maybe even throw in a quick poll. Keep them on their toes, don't let them fall asleep, or worse still, switch to one of these things. One thing that I do, if you're in your SKO and your presentation allows, competition works a treat. Play one side of the room off against the other, and watch the engagement manifest before your very eyes. And for the love of all things SKO, show some enthusiasm. If you're not excited about your topic or what you're delivering, why should anyone else be? Be you, but amplified. Walk out on stage or look down the barrel of the camera and wear a natural smile. It'll light the place up. During your delivery, do all you can to fight the fillers. And what I mean by fillers are those filler words, like, those things. It's more difficult to do this without practicing, so be sure to put the time in before you go on stage or you start your virtual presentation. Once you hear too many or it's pretty difficult to unhear them. Lastly, have fun. People inherently want you to succeed. They'll expect to get value and to learn something from the time that they're giving you, so don't disappoint them. Our goal here is to connect, inform, and inspire. What other secrets would you share to elevate your SKO presentation from good to legendary? Do let me know in the comments. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.